I'm Doug Massi, and in this video/training webinar, I'll be going over some very, important but subtle differences between Proseperity SUSA's product, Royal Neighbors of America, and the Liberty Bankers Life Final Expense products. You're going to see exactly why 90% of your business should be going to these three carriers and why these are definitely in my top 5 final expense carriers of 2021. But first, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you should definitely do that now. We are putting out new content every single week. Oh, another thing, if you'd like information on our Medicare Advantage sales platform, which gives you access to the strongest MAPD training in the industry, along with our, lead credit / free direct mail leads program, just shoot me an email at doug@ufesonline.com. And one last thing, stick around to the end of the webinar, and I'm going to show you how to get a copy of the I Am Your Policy, along with the 8 Reasons Seniors Purchase Final Expense Plans. These are great tools to use during your presentation. And with that being said, it's time to go ahead and throw you guys some knowledge. Let's get into the training.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the call. Today it's going to be a brief training. I'm really just going to go over the differences between the three, and some really some subtle yet important differences between Proseperity, Royal Neighbors, and Liberty Bankers Life. The thing I love, and these are just real simple, Proseperity, you're going to be able to get more people approved through Proseperity because of the way their product is, because and I know Liberty Bankers Life also has a preferred, standard, and modified product. I think it's like that. I get them mixed up, and maybe I shouldn't have said that. But the bottom line is, Proseperity, they do have that standard coverage, and then they have that graded product, and then they have that modified product. They're going to take the Direct Express. And they're also gonna, and for those of you who don't know what a Direct Express card is, it's a debit card that Social Security uses to pay people who don't have checking accounts. So let me just delve into that a little bit quick, because I know there's a lot of you guys that are real new on here and maybe haven't even sold any final. I know a couple of you guys haven't sold any final expense or even life products that are with us. So this whole thing with Direct Express card, if the client doesn't have a banking account or checking account or savings account, it's because they are mentally incapable of balancing the checkbook. They're just not responsible. You're going to have people that are going to say, oh, somebody was taking money out of my account and it messed me up. Nobody's taking money out of their account. They approved for something to be directly drafted from their bank account, and then what happened was they maybe changed their mind and didn't go about canceling that, whatever that was, the right way. A lot of times it's life insurance, because a lot of our folks, they're serial mailers. They fill out the cards over and over. They'll also fill out the Facebook forms, and they'll take a telemarketing appointment over and over and over again. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. But this whole Direct Express card, so my point is this: these are people that are very irresponsible. They're just, whatever the issue is, it could be their health, it could be their mental capacity. But being that is that way, this is why the Direct Express cards, they're not going to advance you. The only company that's going to advance you 9 months is Transamerica. And why they do that to me is stupid, because unfortunately, most of these people that have Direct Express cards, they don't manage it very well. And the next thing you know, you'll get a payment or two out of them, and boom, they fall off the books the fastest. Like everybody else, the banking, the checking, they stay on the books at least 80% of the time if you're doing your job. With Direct Express cards, it's the opposite. It's maybe 2 out of 10 will stay on for at least a few months, and that's not much. But we love Proseperity because it's going to take the Direct Express card. It's not going to advance you 9 months. They're going to pay you as earned. But they do pay, Proseperity is going to pay you full commission on graded and modified. They're the only company that's doing that, guys. So as a new agent, I know we all need money. We're all like, well, I need money fast. I need money now. So that's why you would lead with Proseperity. Now, there is a caveat. Let me just say this. As far as the telesales process, it's probably a little bit longer than their application than Royal Neighbors and Liberty Bankers Life. And that's because you have to, if you're selling over the phone, of course, with Prosperity, you'll learn this in your training, that you have to fill out the electronic application. And once you filled out that, then you've got to do that short, like 9-minute phone call, where they're going to basically make sure that they ask the client if it's okay to give their signature, if they understand that how life insurance works, blah, 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 stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. But also, with Prosperity, they're going to pay that full commission on the graded and modified. And I said this, no one else is doing that. But the give and take is this, and this is important, guys. Prosperity, once they draft that first payment, which for our clients, you always, I'm speaking to you new guys, you always want to draft the payment on the day they receive their Social Security money. If they say, well, don't draft it till the 5th, don't go ahead and say, all right, ma'am, no problem, I won't draft it till the 5th. Don't do that. Say, no, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you receive your Social Security benefits on what day? The 1st or the 3rd or the 2nd, 3rd or 4th Wednesday? Find out what day it is, and that is the day you set up the draft on. And let them know, say, look, we're going to guarantee that this company, whether it's Prosperity, Liberty Bankers Life, Royal Neighbors, whatever, Mrs. Jones, don't worry. This company guarantees that they will never draft the payment before your Social Security benefits get deposited into your account. They actually follow the calendar, so they know what day your money's going in every month. That's how you have to sell it. If you listen to them, oh, well, I got other bills I got to pay first that are more important. Basically what that means is that's code for, well, on the 3rd, when I get my money, I take it all off of my card, or I take it all out of my checking account and leave $3. A lot of them will pay a monthly overdraft protection plan. So what happens is the 3rd comes and goes. Then the 5th happens, and you just listened to your client and didn't do what I told you to do. The company goes to draft that first payment. They pay you your 9 months advance. And then when they go to get the payment, 3 days later, they realize they never really got the payment. So now you got paid advance money on a sale you didn't even make. You got to pay that money back, guys. So keep that in mind. That's the thing. What I love is true Social Security billing, which we're going to talk a little bit. And I know most of you guys already know what that is. But I'll get into that in a second. So with Liberty Bankers Life, let's just talk about them real quick. They do the true Social Security billing. So does Royal Neighbors. So does Prosperity. True Social Security billing means, and I'm looking at my calendar here. Here, perfect. April the 3rd falls on a Saturday. Banks aren't open. These clients aren't going to get money deposited into their checking or deposited on their Direct Express cards on Saturday the 3rd. It's not going to happen. What day do you think they're going to get that money deposited? If you're thinking Monday, you are wrong. Social Security rules require these people, if the 3rd or the 1st or the 3rd Wednesday, whatever day, falls on a holiday or a weekend, they are required by law to receive that money the day before. So I'm looking at the calendar. April 3rd falls on a Saturday. They're going to get paid on Friday the 2nd, which means that is what true Social Security billing means. Is Prosperity knows this. Liberty Bankers knows this. Royal Neighbors, they know this. They're going to draft the payment on that Friday. They're not going to wait until Monday like Mutual of Omaha will do, or most of the other companies will do. That's why we love these 3 companies the most, to me. Those are some reasons. With telesales, Liberty Bankers Life, they're going to give you a couple of different options, which is nice. You can do the e-app and then a very short voice signature, or you can just do the whole application over the phone. I like that they give you those options so you can decide what's best for you and your client. As just like anybody, I don't even know why I put this in there, but they're going to cut the commission on modified. And they're not going to take any debit cards. They're not going to take a Direct Express card like Prosperity. That's why I like Prosperity the most, because there's nothing worse than being new and making the mistake of not finding out up front if they have a checking account, or letting them trick you. And they will trick you, and they'll say, oh, I got a bank. My bank is Direct Express. And then you're new and you're like, oh, okay, great. and then later you realize it's not a bank, it's a debit card, and Liberty Bankers Life is not going to take that debit card. So keep that in mind. It's got to be bank drafts only. Now, I started this, and I'm apology for not finishing the thought. Prosperity, they're going to draft that payment, and then they're going to pay you. And this is what's important. This is what you need to decide on. They're going to pay you after a few days after they draft that payment. So if your client gets their money on, let's say, the first of the month, the first comes, they draft the payment, then they're going to pay you. Liberty Bankers Life and Royal Neighbors will actually pay you on approval. So if you make that sale today and it gets approved today or tomorrow, you're going to get paid within a couple of days. So that's some main things I want to bring to your attention. To me, that can be, really a game changer for those of us who are new and really need the money really bad quick. But if you're doing this right and you're investing and you're treating this like a long-term business, like, hey, I just opened a business, it's going to be months before I see profit and I've got money to invest into it, you're going to do really good on this business. If you have this, if you have this desperation for fast money now, my experience is the people that have that desperation, it actually hurts them, because then what happens is if things don't go exactly as you hope, then you start backpedaling and making stupid mistakes that you wouldn't be making if you were already doing this, if you were already up and running, if you already had money coming in. So that's why it's important, kind of, expect that for those of you who are new, you want to have money to invest over your first month or two. Yeah, you'll have money coming back, but just remember, that's why I'm telling you how these companies are going to get paid. You're going to get paid the fastest with Liberty Bankers Life and Royal Neighbors than you will with Prosperity. But with Prosperity, you're going to get more people approved, and that's really the bottom line. All right. Royal Neighbors, they do the true Social Security billing. They've got the telesales application. Boom, you do it. It's 25 minutes long and it's done. Unless there's issues, it could go longer. It could even go a little bit shorter though, but I'm seeing about 25 minutes on this Royal Neighbors telesales app. They dropped the graded product. When COVID hit, it's gone. So don't look for a graded product with Royal Neighbors. That's why on the cheat sheet, a lot of the stuff you're going to see, it's either level or it's a knockout. It's one or the other. Excuse me. And of course, they're not going to take direct express cards either. Again, that's why the Prosperity, we like them. They seem to take more people. They'll take more forms of payment also. So all three, again, do the true Social Security billing. That's pretty much, these are the three companies that do this. It's pretty much why, if you get in a car and ride with me when I go to sell, you're going to see that these are the companies that I'm looking at. It's because I know with my really low income clients, this true Social Security billing is going to keep more people on the books longer. It can literally be the difference between an agent's success and ending up in debt, literally, because of the way that they draft. Especially with this April day is a perfect example. April 3rd being on a Saturday, again, because these folks are going to get paid their Social Security benefits on Friday. They know that, so don't let them trick you and say, oh yeah, can you wait till the 5th, and then the money not be there. Oh, that's the worst. Again, Prosperity, more approvals, full pay on graded and modified, full commission, no cut in commission on graded and modified. They're going to take the direct express card. The give and take is what I've told you. You're going to get paid later, and the application process might be a little bit longer. Royal Neighbors, the tele app, short, 25 minutes long. It's not. And you're thinking that's kind of long. It's not, because you're doing it all over the phone. If you're doing it face to face, it's different. You can use the e-app face to face and just sit there with the client and do it that way, which that's how I would suggest doing. Or you can do a paper app actually with Royal Neighbors. And Liberty Bankers Life, you can do a paper app also, and then a phone interview, like a 12-minute phone interview when you're selling face to face. Again, Royal Neighbors, they only have the level product. They're not going to take the direct express cards. They're not going to take debit cards. Liberty Bankers Life, you've got the e-app with the voice signature or the tele app options. They are going to cut the commission on the modified product. anytime all carriers are going to do that, and they're not going to take any direct express cards. So don't make the mistake of thinking you're going to, I want to get paid first. You write Liberty Bankers Life, you give them the price for Liberty Bankers Life, and then when you go to you get everything, the application all done, and then you go to get the payment and find out they got a debit card. Oh, that's the worst. Don't fall into that trap. Use our training. Find out ahead of time. During the medical questions, when I'm asking the medical questions, one of the important things I'm asking them is, do you receive Social Security benefits? Great. Are you a Florida resident? That's perfect. Now with Social Security money, do they put that right into your checking account each month? And then what they'll do is they'll go, yes. And then what I do is I kind of cut them off and say, oh, great. Is it a local bank? Which bank do you use? I want the name of the bank. Because when they say Direct Express, then I know, oh, yeah, it ain't it. Or Green Dot card. Green Dot Bank, guys, keep this in mind. Some of these bank cards do actually have a checking account connected to them. So when a client pulls out a debit card, I tell them, hey, can you log into your smartphone for me and go ahead and tell me what the account number is on that account? If they pull out the card and they try to give you that as an account number, no, it's a debit card number. It's Royal Neighbors, Liberty Bankers Life are not going to take that. But if they actually pull up a checking account number with a routing number, then that type of card will be accepted by Royal Neighbors and Liberty Bankers Life. All of these products are similar with pricing and cost for the client. And just remember, always verify the client's form of payment before pricing out Liberty Bankers Life or Royal Neighbors, as again, they're not going to take direct express cards or debit cards. So you need to have a checking account connected to that. For those of you who've been on the platform for a while, I did upgrade the cheat sheet about 8 weeks ago. So if you don't have a cheat sheet for telesales that says cheat sheet for telesales at the top, the old one had Mutual of Omaha on it. Mutual of Omaha is just not very user friendly for selling over the phone for the simple fact that you have to the client's got to receive an email, they got to click on it to accept it, so it's a little more so that's why I took it off. And I put in its place, I put the Ascendo product and Liberty Bankers Life. Why I like that Ascendo product for a bunch of reasons. First of all, Ascendo, you can write a 40-year-old to an 89-year-old. So that's pretty cool. And with Liberty Bankers Life, they'll do the same. They'll go up to 80, but it's a little bit different. American Amicable also. But this is a great cheat sheet because to me, the 5 best carriers for selling over the phone, and really, I hate to say it, even with face-to-face, you're going to see are these 5 carriers. Ascendo, for face-to-face, maybe not so much. One of the things I like Ascendo for about telesales is that you don't even need to do a phone interview with the client. Like, it's weird. They're going to take your word that you're talking to your client over the phone and they're going to be okay. They're going to ask you, is this a telesale? You're going to say yes. And then the next thing you know, they're going to be, okay, well, what's your client's favorite color? Then you ask your client, what's your favorite color? They're going to tell you, and that's how they approve it. It's weird. It's just the silliest thing. But Ascendo, for a lot of reasons, we don't want to lead with a company like that. They are more expensive. They're really only a niche company. And again, I recommend leading with Proseperity for many reasons, as mentioned before. When you get approved with Proseperity, I'm going to send you an email that has this little niche sheet that you're seeing right here. This is great to keep, especially if you're new and you're like, okay, I got to learn my first carrier. It's going to be Proseperity. Let's learn them first. Let's make a few sales with them first before I start writing other carriers. That is the best way to learn how to do this as an independent life insurance agent. And guys, so that basically is it. Short call today. I hope you guys all got something out of it, whether you're new on the platform, if you've been with us for a while. And remember, guaranteed issue. I recommend Great Western. You should have Great Western with us. You should have maybe Gerber with us. Gerber, the pricing might be a little bit better, but I like Great Western more, just the way they approve it. Honestly, for selling over the phone, they're the best guaranteed issue company for those of you selling over the phone. Guys, everybody, have a wonderful week. I wish you all the best. If you need to contact me, please contact me. Again, if you're new, contact the carriers. If you already sent up your contracting about 5-6 days ago, contact them one by one. Ask them, do you have my appointment? Have I been approved yet? Do you think, what can I do to get approved quicker? Ask them stuff like that. You'd be surprised. Some of the companies might even say, well, hold on, let me see that you're here. Here you are. Okay, I'll go ahead and send this over. And a lot of times that can knock a week or two off of you getting appointed with that specific carrier. Guys, get out there. Do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.